Hello everyone, hopefully everyone can hear me and everything's coming through nice and clear. Welcome to tonight's live stream. So tonight is GameDev and Chill, and tonight is a special one because we're going to start work on a new project, a new game that I want to release one day. I say new, it's something that I had an idea for about a year and a half ago, and it's something that I actually did start development on, but a lot's happened since then. So I want to give it a new start, a new fresh, new look at it, and that is my. If you've been around on my channel, it's my firefighting game. So it's a party game, mostly for couch co-op, but it could also include online stuff. We're gonna try and make a start on it tonight, and I'm gonna work on it inside and outside of the video channel, so you're not gonna just see all of it being made, but. Tonight is a chance for me just to relax and make some games. I've got chat open, so I can interact with you guys and talk to you guys, and I'll answer any questions people have. But I won't be answering every single question that comes up like I normally do in a question time video, as it's a chance for me to actually make some progress on a project. So hopefully the plan is that this is something that would come out on PC, like Steam or Epic or something like that, and then on consoles as well. Quite good. Okay, so I'm going to make a start on this. So we're going to make a new level, and we'll do this as a test environment. And I always make a test environment to start off with, and this is where I test out things like movement, pickups, destructibility, things like that. Just messing around with stuff in that case. Try to save. Okay, so I've got a blank environment. And in here, we're going to put in the sky sphere. It's just going to be a testing environment, so we can actually test our character movement and controls. So let's put in some light and a skylight. Let's center all this at 0, 0, 0, and then tie the sky sphere to my directional light. Done. One thing I did see in chat, I saw you asking a question, Codaset, about C++ tutorials for weapon switching. The reason why you don't actually see that many C++ tutorials in total online, in UE4 specifically, is that you typically you should know how to do C++ coding before you tackle Unreal Engine 4 C++. If you know C++ coding before hitting Unreal, then most of the time you can figure it out without having to look up tutorials. So my advice to everyone that wants to learn C++ is, for Unreal, is just learn C++ generally, and then tackle Unreal. Making games is one of the hardest things to do in programming sense. So learn how to program first, and then tackle the engine. So just put in some floor in here. And again, 0, 0, 0. And let's change the dimensions of this. Let's do 2000, 2000, and we'll do 20. Cool. Okay. And in here, we'll do a simple block out. So the idea of this game here, the level will be on like a grid-based system, so I can build the level in modular pieces very easily. So this block here, I'm going to change it to, actually I can leave it as 200. 200 might be a good size. Let's do multiple tests here. Let's do a duplicate one that is 100 in size. Okay. Oh. And let's do a 300 one as well. Like that. So I can test out what size I want to do my modular pieces in. But first of all, I need a character. So let's make a new folder for playable characters. And in here, I'll make a blueprint class of actor. And we'll call it here player character. And it's a third person game, so it'd be like an isometric sort of point of view where the camera will be above the player. But yeah. Right, so in here I'm going to put a very basic character together. Oh, not an actor then. Why am I doing actor? Whoops. on a character. So playable character. Actually, quick player character. Player character. And open it up. Okay. I have used Unity, and I've obviously used Unreal. I prefer Unreal. So, but to each your own. It doesn't really matter. They're both good in their own rights. So in here, I'm just going to put in a simple sphere for now. For the mesh, actually, let's delete this. Have I got any default? No, I don't. Okay, let's just put in a sphere then. Little test sphere. And then I'll put in the character movement here. I'm going to make him a bit slower. So max walk speed. Let's try that as 500 instead. Okay, once I've got that, I'm going to set up the inputs. So go to edit. This will support controllers eventually, but I'm not going to put in the controller support just yet. I'll do that later. So axis mappings, I need moving forwards. So move forwards. And this would be the W key. And I need another key on here. That'd be S. I'll do it backwards. That'd be -1. Actually, no, I don't. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'll do it. I'm trying to think if this game would be better off as like a twin stick sort of shooter where you control the aim with the mouse, and as soon as you're putting out fires with a hose, maybe that's best. I think I might have to. Yeah, I'll do it as a twin stick. So yeah, W and S, we need that. Another axis mapping for move right. And in here, we're going to do D. And we'll do A. And A is going to have a scale of -1. So we'll move forwards, move right, and that'll do for now. Then in here, we're going to do the move forwards event. And I'm going to add input and go add movement input. And this will make us move. So axis value, we'll put scale value, and we want him to move in a direction. So the direction I'm going to make him move in is going to be based on the Cartesian coordinates of the level. So X is going to be forwards, which is going to be up that way. Okay, we'll do X that way. What? Actually, it makes no sense. Let's do X. Yeah, do X this way. So the level is going to be this way around. So let's actually make this a bit more sense like that. So make sure all levels are this way around, like so. And player character, we'll put in like so. We'll rotate them around. There we are. So the game's going to be like in this point of view. Now the camera can't be attached to the player here because when you have a co-op, the camera needs to be able to position itself and change its zoom and all of that between the two player characters. So for that, I'm going to add another class on here, and I'm going to add an actor class called the camera actor. And this thing will then reposition itself between the multiple players. So if you've got 4 people playing, it'll reposition the average coordinate between all 4 players. So on here, I'm going to have a spring arm. And attach the spring arm. So I'm going to select it, and then I'll choose the camera. And I'll add a camera to the end of it, like so. And then on the spring arm, we can just put it up, like so. And change the length here to 1000. And we'll see how it goes. So X, that's forward, so it makes sense. That's what I want, that way. Okay. So if I put the camera actor now in the world. Why has the gone like that? Oh no, because it's doing a collision test. That's why. And we just need to rotate that round. Okay. So this actor will then move around the whole entire level. Now I'm going to turn collision off. So you see the camera go all weird. That's because it's colliding. So I need to turn collision off in the spring arm. So I can tick that box off. And it won't do that. So when I push play, oh, I've got to actually possess the camera. So, oh, no, with their camera actor selected, I need to go into my, we'll do it into level, open level blueprint. And in here, create a reference. And then we're going to get the player controller. And tell that player controller to change the view target. Set view target with blend. Off. Off. Blend time to set to 0, that way it doesn't transition, it just cuts to it. So play. There you go. Okay. Let me have a look at chat here. Foggy Box. Yeah, it is. It is that firefighting game I spoke to you about. Nice to see you on anyway. I assume that's Chris. There's not much going on chat. That's right. Hi everyone. Hi Helen Geo from Twitch. Hello. This stream will be available to watch later for patrons immediately, and then 2 weeks later for everyone else. Okay, so now I've got the player character in there. I've got move forwards. I need to change this. So world direction needs to be in the X location. So I don't need to actually do anything with the camera because X is always going to be going forwards, going up that way. So I can just type in 1. So when I push play, oh, so what? How was that? Oh, I haven't told it to possess it, have I? Don't. Right, let's player character, rotate to auto possess. Play at 0. There we go. Right, that's the world X. I swear we did that as the world X. Okay, so world X has to be forwards. Okay, we'll do that then. Okay, so X has to be up, and that's more confusing, but sure. Like so, and we'll rotate this around like so, and rotate this around like so. So there I have moving back and forwards, and let's do moving right and left. And we're going to do the same thing here, but this time using the Y set to 1. X set to 0. Done. So our player can now move around. Excelente. Okay, so we've got that going. Next is working on the dynamic camera. So the camera, so I've only got one player at the moment, so it should look normal. So, but the idea is the camera then will reposition an average location between 2 other player characters. So let's see if we can work that out. So if just joining us, what we're doing tonight is we're prototyping and starting development on a new game. These sort of streams, these sort of game dev and chill streams, it's me chilling out, making a game. And you guys just seeing my process behind the whole entire thing. So we set up a little test environment here. I've started putting code on our main player character. Obviously no art just yet because we're still prototyping. But let's work on the camera actor. So the camera actor, this thing's going to constantly need to change its location. So we have to use a tick event for this. Now I can't parent it because if I parented it, we can't do it because the again, you may have 2, 3, 4 players. You need to be able to change its location relative to all those players, so you can't just parent it. So the tick event here needs to be used. So I need to set actor location, but I need to work out the code, work out the average between all the player characters. But I've only got one player character at the moment. So, I mean, I could just type in here, get player characters location, and just plug that in. But obviously that won't work later on when I do multiple. So let's figure this out. So I'll make a new function here, and we'll do calculate position. And calculate position, we're going to go and work out the position between all the player characters. So get player character. So when you're doing local multiplayer, you have player index 0. Okay, that refers to player 1. But if you had typed in player 1, player index 1, that means player 2. So what you want to do is you want to check if each one is valid, and then we'll do a check for each of the locations. So what I'm going to do here is actually, let's put this on the event graph and do some begin play. Saves us doing this over and over again. So I'm going to get player character 0. I'm going to have a maximum of 4 players, so there's probably a better way of doing this. Let me have a look at see if there is another way. Get all players. No. Get players. Player. Nope. Okay. 1. Again, there probably is, but I haven't looked at any research yet, so we'll do a make array, and we'll just add them all to an array. And I'm going to store this as a variable. I've got access to my player array. I'd like to camel case it, thank you. There we go. And plug that in like so. So now I've got that player array. I'll go back to this function. I can use that player array now and do a for each loop. And first of all, I can check if each one's valid. Ooh. Because if I hover over this, it says returns a player character, and it returns null if the player pawn doesn't exist or is not a character at the specified player index. So if I haven't got multiple players, then it's going to come back null. So this is going to be is valid. Actually, I could use other is valid, can't I? Use the macro. There you go. So I only do if it's valid. If it is valid, we'll get we'll do another make array. So if it is valid, we'll make an array and say this is an array of valid ones. So although that seems like a long ass way of doing it, what might be better is doing it here. Yeah, we'll do it here for each loop. I'm trying to avoid it doing load of for each loops on every frame, because this has to be on the tick event, this calculate. So I don't want to do load of for each loops on every tick event. So on the for each loop, if I do it on the begin play, I save a lot of time because I can just do the is valid check here. So I need to check if this is valid once at the start of the level. So if it is valid, then we're going to take this out and make array again. And no, not make array, add it to an array. We need to add this get and add if it is valid. Make that play array and plug that in there. That's it. So don't need this. So we're building an array of players that are valid. Okay, and that's it. Before I do that though, I'm going to clear that just to make sure that it is empty. So clear that array at start of the level. And then go to my calculate position. So I don't need this now. Save a bit of time. Don't need that. Now I'll just use this player array, and that's already got a list of all the valid player characters. So if I do this and then do a for each loop, I can get all their locations. So I get actor location, and that'll get me the location of each one in that loop. Then this will need to be on the tick because their location is obviously going to change all the way throughout the game. So this needs to be changing all the time. So I've got one location. I need to add this to also to an array. So let's build an array here. Make array, not make array. Let's do a local variable. Location array, and we'll do vector and compile. So on the location array here, we're going to go out here and do get, and then add. Oh, that should be in. I've got to change that to an array. Change variable type. There we go. And at the start of that, I need to wipe this as well. So get. Actually, it'll be wiped anyway because it's a local variable. So local variables are local only to this function. So once the function ends, the local variables are gone. So you can't use them over and over again. Okay. Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, I can imagine Chris that being the same way for your brunch club game. That's cool to see. Yeah. So same sort of way. So you're getting the locations of all the different actors, and that's it. So it's getting all the locations, and then when it's completed, we need to get the we need to work out the average position between each of these locations. So I wonder if there's a way we could do that with all of them. Okay. So I'm going to get the array. Again, it's going to be another for each loop. Again, there may only be one if you're player one. So it's for each loop. Again, it's location array. And then for each array element, we need to work out the distance between each one and average it. Is there a way to average vectors? Trying to think mathematically what way would be a way to do it. Could you add all the vectors and then divide it by the 3 of them or 4 of them? The size of it, you know what I mean? Let's try that out. So if I was to add a vector to a vector and make another local vector here, working average, and change that back to a singular variable and add that to the working average. And then we're going to add that loop body, and then set that back to working average. Ooh, hello. Plug that back in. So it's going through the loop of each one, adding them all together to working average, and when it's completed, we're going to get the working average and divide it by the number of players we've got. So divided by int, and the int would be, we can just use the location array and get the length of it. That's the number of players we have. So that's that, and then we can return the new position. So outputs, position, vector. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to back in my event graph. So sector location, we can use that function, calculate position, and it's going to work out the location. Okay. So if I push play now, yeah, there you go. So because I've only got one player, it sticks to the one player. So let's see if I can. I wonder if there's a way for me to test if it works for 2 players, but I haven't got a second controller plugged in. How could I do this? I could add another player character in here and make them change their possession to player 1, maybe. No. Hang on, let me see if there's a way to test it with for local. I wonder if it's on the game mode we do that. Let's have a look. Well, we need to make a game mode anyway, so let's do a new folder in here. So game setup. And in here we'll do game mode. And we'll do fire game mode. Okay, and in here we're going to tell it its default pawn class is going to be player character. And is there anything in here about number of players? No. Okay. Well, that's that. In the world settings, let's make sure our game mode is set to the right game mode. And that should still let me work. Cool. Oh, okay. Aha! Thank you. Let's try 2. Push play. Oh. What's happened? Where's everything? Why am I way down here? Why is it doing that? Right, back to 1 because that's not obviously working for me. Let's have a look. Ugh, right, okay. Tick 1 dedicated server. Have I got it in another window? No, none of it's working now. Player controller, test environment. Right, again, player controller. Oh, it's because we're using the player controller, aren't we, to get the view target. No, that's fine, because we only want it to work on the main player character. Right. Actually, let's just do an is valid thing on here so it doesn't crash it. Valid. What the hell is spawning up out here? I think it's spawning another player. Push play. Yeah, so it's spawning the other player there. That's the camera. It should I haven't done local multiplayer before, so in this sort of setup where you have it all on one screen. So bear with me. We're learning. Maybe product settings. Multiplayer. Got use split screen on, blah blah blah. Yep. Well, that's ticked on and that does stuff there. I don't think this thing's right. I think this is for online stuff. Because it's talking about clients and servers. We don't have to worry about that because it's all being run locally, so you don't need to worry about clients and servers. Oh. Okay, so that's an issue. That's because I've done the game mode. It should still possess this thing though. So that's player 0, player 1. Why are we spawning in a new player character? Do none? Nope. What's going on here? Player 0, placed in my... Yeah. So why is it just spawning in? It's not even moving if it's not possessing it. Oh yeah, I should put in a player start actor. Yeah, that's why. Hang on. Delete that and delete this. And in here. But why is it doing the camera like that? Oh, what's going on here? Turn that off. Right, I'm not getting a player controller. Right, let's make a custom player controller. I need a player controller anyway, so let's make a custom one of those. My player controller. And we need to tell this game mode to use that player controller. Oh, I didn't change it. Oh no, it's here. It's fine. It's being added by adding players by ID. Chris, is it not possessed? No, it should be. I don't get why this isn't possessing now. My player controller, blah blah blah. Then begin play. This should just work. Why is this not working? Let's pinch string this. Oh. What? I can't pinch string. Oh, it's because I'm pinch string. There we go. Come on. Right, it's because I've got that thing ticked. Right, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so that's that working. I just need to turn this back on. Okay, so yeah, it's not that test. That's for online stuff. We don't want that. So multiplayer controller is set to that. So now there we go. Right, we're back on track here. So the next thing is make it so it spawns in 2 of them, and we check the other one. Okay. Sorry, I have a sip of my drink. Okie dokie. So how can I test this with multiple player characters on the same computer? Basically, if I had like 2 players on 1 keyboard, how do I manage that? So game instance looks like maybe something. Okay. Again, let's make a custom game instance. Okay. My game instance. The game instance is the thing that launches the whole entire game from the start. So there may be something on here. Initialize is the event. Local multiplayer. No. Again, let's make it use that instance instead. So I think on not game mode, the project settings, we can change what instance it uses on maps and modes. Is it? I'll change the default one to fire. Yeah, instance. There you go. My game instance. Right. So we've got player 1. If I drag another player start in there, what details do I have available to me here? Player 1. No. Do input priority number. No, we do this one as player 0. But it's not spawning in one, is it? Yeah, I guess we could manually add another one in there, Chris. Yeah, we could just for testing this out, and come back to multiplayer, online multiplayer, local multiplayer later. So to test that out, then I'll need to go into my camera actor here, and we need to add. What do we need to add in here? I know what we do. On here, we'll add. Well, if I do it divided by 2, it will treat 0, 0, 0 as another position, wouldn't it? So if I do divide by 2, yeah, it's going to treat 0, 0, 0 as the second player. So we get this effect. So the camera is positioning itself halfway between the ball player and 0, 0, 0 location. So next I'm going to do, I'm going to make the camera zoom out as well based on its distance from the 2 points. So I need to work out the distance between the player character and the ball. So I'll leave that as is for now. I'll come back to this later. So the zoom is going to be another function we're going to have on here. So we're going to do calculate zoom. And what the zoom is really handy though, zoom is going to work out just the distance between the two, between all of them. But really, you only need to work a distance between one thing, and that's just the first player character, because it should be all the same distance. So if I just get player character 0, get actor location, and then get actor location of itself, I can get the distance between these two. I'm going to abs this, and then I'm going to do a normalization of this, normalize to range, and the minimum I want it to be is going to be 1000. And actually no, I don't, because this is going to be no, what's the distance I want it to be? So if the map is 1000 left and right, so in 2000 in total, let's say range minimum of 150 and maximum range of 500. So it gives us a range. That'll get us between 0 and 1, and then we're going to use that to lerp. That is alpha, and we're going to lerp two values. We're going to lerp the value of 1000, which is the current spring arm value. So that's the minimum distance, and the maximum distance we'll do 2000. Then we get the spring arm out, set arm length, boom. So to recap what I've done there, I've got the player's location, I've got the location of the camera, worked out distance, absoluted the distance, which basically knocks off the signage. So if it's negative a value, it'll just give it a negative. Normalize the range, so this would be the distance it can be, so 150 to 500, and it will normalize it, so turn that value to 0 and 1. And then we did that, and then we put into the lerp, and the lerp will go between 1000 and 2000 using this as an alpha. So if it's at a range of 500 units away or more, this will be using B, otherwise it's using A. I'm just going to do clamping as well. I'm just going to clamp this. Clamp the float between 150 and no, between 0 and 1, sorry. 0 and 1. There we go. And that's it. Compile that, put that into the event graph. Calculate zoom. Done. So now, as I move away, the camera zooms out. Nice. And Chris, you're saying you use depth of field too. Nice. Okay, let's have a crack at that. I don't think you'll see much because there's not much really to lose depth on, but we'll have a look at that. So when we do calculate zoom, we can do the camera's depth of field as well. So we get camera. I'm guessing they just call it depth of field on here. No, what do they call it? What section is it under? Post processing, field of view. That's it. So field of view. Again, this will be lerped between two values. So do another lerp, and that will go into there. So that's the alpha goes into that. So by default it's 90, and then if it gets further away we'll do 120. So as I move out, the field of view will change as well. Like that. It's a bit extreme, but you get the gist. Let's turn down the extremeness of it. Let's go to 100, and we'll do 100. There we go. Cool. So if you had a third player, it would again average out between all 3 players. So to give you an example of how this actually looks in the world, if I put a player character here, so you can visualize it better, like that. Oh, let's possess that. I don't want to possess that. Disabled. You see how I get close to the ball? It brings it together. Nice. Okay. So next trick is to do twin stick motion stuff. Okay, so on the player character, we're going to use the mouse in this case to make them look up and down, okay, and around. So what we need to do is get first of all the inputs. So let's go to Edit, Project Settings, and Input, Axis Mapping, and we'll do Look Left, or just do Turn. We'll just do Turn. Turn, and Turn is going to be using the X and the Y. So how can we do this? Let's work it out. So if I use the mouse X for, scale 1, and then go back to my player character, let's actually give him something to point at so we know which way they're looking. I'm going to change that to a cone, which I'm going to do a static. Oh, mesh. Cone. Just so I can see which way they're facing. A bit easier. Compile that. Okay. So like that. So as I push the mouse up and down, I want it to turn up, down, left, and right, don't I? So let's work this out. So when you're working stuff like this, prototyping out, it helps to just play about with different things and see what works. So I'm trying to make it feel as natural as possible by using the mouse without being too hard. So if I use the turn value here, we can then set it is add your input, isn't it? Yeah, add your input like that and like this. So this is only on the x-axis of the mouse. So if I use this, I can use the x-axis on the mouse to turn it around. But it doesn't feel natural with the up and down motion. Obviously you can't tell this because I'm moving my hand, you can't see my hand. So let's add in some y-axis. So turn, we're going to add the y-axis as well to this. Let's see what this looks like. Mouse y. And that'll be -1 because y is inverted, I think it is. So no, that looks shit. That feels shit. Let's work on this. Let's work this out. I need to get. So to get it, I mean, I know one way I can work it out, but it feels a lot longer than it should be, and that is to get in the mouse coordinates and telling it to work out the rotation based on the coordinates. I'm gonna have to do that, aren't I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Okay. So get mouse mouse X, get mouse Y, and I need to make a 2D array for this. Make 2D array. So to demonstrate what this is going to be doing if I just put into a turn value here, not turn. Yeah, just to turn. Print string this. You should see the two values of the mouse change, and you can see they go between 0 and 1. But when I stop moving the mouse, it goes back to 0. But when I have moved the mouse, okay, it should. I want to change its direction based on the angle between those two vectors, those two values. So I need to work out the angle between that two vectors between 0, 0, and then whatever it says here, like -1, 1, or whatever. So I need to work that out. Let's see what it says. If you don't know what a value is going to do, just print string it and you can see what value it's going to print out. Nothing extra special. That's the length as well. Let's do it mathematically then. So I need to work out the angle. This is all going to come from an angle of your value. So rotation, get rotated 2D. What's this? Rotates around the axis. No, that's not what I want. Oh, dear me. There's probably a much simpler solution to this already made somewhere. But angle, no, rotation. What? Nope. What would be the what would they call it in this? Let's hit up Google and see if anyone's got the simpler solution that is bound to be in there. For top down mouse rotation. Oh, I have done it before. What did I do before? I have done it. I did it with the bloody zombie game, which I don't have on installed anymore. Oh, I have done this before. What did I do? It wasn't that complicated when I did it. How did I do it? Shoot. Oh, have I still got the project? Let's have a look. See how I did it. If not, I can load up the video. I've got the video, and let's have a look. Zombies ate my neighbors. Watch my own video to solve the problem because I can't remember how I did it. Bear with me. Get mouse position. Get player controller. Right, okay. Is that all there is to it? Okay. We'll see what that does. Okay, so look at rotation. Get actor location. Convert mouse. No. Location to world space. And I need the player controller for this. Get player controller. And find look at rotation. And we can split that. And we can add your input to. I don't think you add that to that because that'll just break. Oh, I think you have to do this on a tick. Hang on. Yeah, it'll break. So, rather than do that, you just set actor rotation. Set actor rotation. Split that, and that'll be the yaw. No. Probably has to be on a tick. Although that should still work. That's essentially a tick already, so. Kind of. It's turned round. Let's just see the cursor so I can know where location, controller. Show mouse cursor. Tick that on. Why is he not turning? He should turn around with the mouse. Okay, not that. Get hit result under cursor by channel. Split that. Result location. Right, let's do this. Ah, there we go. Cool. So if I turned off the mouse cursor, will that still feel good? I still feel it feels too janky, like that is way too janky. So I need to change something else on this. I think I'm going to have to do like a transitional turn rather than a snap to turn. Hang on, let me just get chat back up. Okay. So let's change this then from this sort of turn to a transitional turn. So what I mean by transitional turn is that there'll be like an animation sort of turn to it. It'll be smoother. So right. Orient rotation to move. No, it won't be that. Use controller desired rotation. Let's take that on and turn this way down to like. Let's leave it on a 360 for now. Right, turn. Event. So on the turn event, when I turn left and right with the mouse, or up and down with the mouse, I want to add controller yaw to it. Hang on. Close. So what I'm doing here is I'm moving the mouse left, it turns left and keeps rotating left. If I move right, it keeps rotating right. If I move the mouse up, it rotates left, which feels right, and like that. But what I want it to do is, if I aim down, I want it to stay looking down until I make it look up. So I want to cap it, basically. Right, okay. So axis turn, if I move left, I could, yeah. I think, Chris, you're right. Lerping it might be the way we do this. So, right. So this is going to be a lerp between -1 and, not even lerp, it's, we can't lerp with -1, can we? No. Nope. If we take that value as the alpha, but that will have to, that's going to come out -1, isn't it? Not what we want it to be. Unless I normalise this to a range. So go normalise to range. So that's the value. Range max minimum is -1. Max is 1. Return value is alpha. We could probably change this range as well, because the faster you move the mouse, the higher the number goes. So if you want to turn faster, we can make it turn faster. Right, and that will lerp between this and this. So if I move the mouse left, I want him to be facing left. So I want to change the rotation of him to, let's have a look. -90. Let's just guess it. We'll come back to it later. And that'll be 90. I don't know. Let's figure it out. Set actor rotation. Just test this out. It'll look janky as hell, but let's see what happens. Nothing is what happens. Sweet. Right. Let's print string some things and see where we're going wrong. This should work. Yeah, so if I move the mouse to the left, it should get closer to 0. Move it to the right, it get closer to 1. Yeah, got that. Fine. So normalize the range, we've got that. And then I should clamp it, really, maybe. Clamp. And then we can do a lerp over time type thing. Do that. Again, let's print string it just to make sure things are as they should be. So 0, if I move the mouse left, move it right, goes 1. And then we lerp in between these two values. Again, let's print string this. -90. 90. Okay. And, oh, I know why. It's because I told it to use a controller input for rotation. Turn it off. No? Okay. Why you no change? That makes no sense. Why is that not working? Oh, it's probably going so quick because it is going back to 0. Alright, let's do the over time thing. Lerp. No. Not that. What do I want to do? Cannot think. Brain's going dead. What am I thinking of? I want to use delta time, don't I? It's is it delta? No, not delta, because that works out differences, doesn't it? Oh, it is late. I'm getting tired. I swear it was called lerp. What was it called? Yeah, I'm trying to find that speed value, Chris. It is a node in here, but I cannot remember the damn thing. Hi, Alex, under animation. I am. Yes, I'm the guy from Civic. Right. Oh, God. I've got stop swapping lerp. It's not lerp. It's just context. It's not going to come up like that otherwise. Like lerp. Let's do it like this. No, it's not. Where have I used it before that I can just nick it from? I can't think. Because you do get, well, you get the delta time, and you use the delta time to control the speed of the lerp. But why can't I do that here? What it should? What am I missing? What am I forgetting? Just type in linear interpolate. Interpolate. No. Let me have a look at my video. I've got a video up when I've done it before. Let me have a look at that. Okay. Bear with me, I'm just watching my own videos. Because I forgot on the node what it's called. That's it. Bloody thing. F-interp2. There we go. That's what I want. Right. Right. So the target is going to be this value here. Like so. The current. Let's get rid of this. This is what we want. Right. The current then is the get actor rotation. Let's split that. I want the yaw. Delta time is going to come from our. We can use tick if we want, or we can get delta. Tick this. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Get delta seconds, and do an interp speed of 5 for starters, and then set actor to 10. No, nothing. Oh, you little. I don't get why this won't output a value. It's a very small value. Why is it so small? Oh. why have I done this? Uh... Set it to a speed value of 0 first. Does that change that output? Yeah. But it's not changing the actual rotation of it. Why is it not rotating it? I ain't great doing nothing else, have I? No. And I've got nothing on here that is... Oh, you little git. Is that going to do it? I had it turned on there. You know it's late is when I do stupid stuff like this. Right. There we go. We have smoother rotation. Although I don't like that. It don't feel right. It's because he resets back looking up. If I look up like so, it's because he's updating. Need a little sip. Hang on. What I'm trying to make him do is make it so when I basically move the mouse to the left, he'll look to the left and stay looking that way. Right, this method doesn't work, so we can't use this. That's okay. We're prototyping. It's what we do. So maybe I'm missing something with the mouse. We also can't just rely on the because no. Right. Let's change the way of thinking about this. So on the turn, I'm gonna make him look to no. What am I gonna do? Look, we'll do look. Right. And that's just mouse X. So that look right. Right. So when I look right, it's going to output 0. It will output -1 or 1 or 0. Okay. Okay. So when we're looking right, and I move the mouse to the right, because this will work with also the stick. So if you use the stick, move the mouse stick to the right, he'll turn to the right. No, Lewis. Blueprints won't really limit you to anything you want to make. You can do quite a lot with them. Thanks, Asmund, for the support. I'll go back to the basic, add control to your input. I don't believe this is going to be correct. Oh, it's because it's not telling it to use your input. Hang on. Turn that back on. Because he's still moving around left and right, which is not what I want. I'm moving the mouse just left, all the way to the left, and he just keeps turning left. I don't want it to be the case. I want him to cap it, so he stays looking left. He can't go beyond it if I'm moving left. In other words, it stops rotating. I'll stop that rotation. And I move to the right. Okay, let's go back to the looking under the mouse cursor. Get player controller. Look at under cursor by channel. Gets us the location. And look at a rotation. No, sorry, get actor location. Get actor location. Plug that in. And then this basically is a tick event. It's just look right. It always outputs. It's just assigned to an input. So getting this, I just want the yaw. There we go. Set. What I'm doing. Set rotation. Oh wait, if I didn't untick it last time, that's probably why it didn't work. If I go back and untick this, probably why it didn't work last time. Oh yeah, it did this nonsense, didn't it? It just jutted around a lot. Right, let's turn the mouse cursor back on so we can see what nonsense is going wrong. Get player controller. Set show mouse cursor and tick that back on. Right, so he should always be looking at the mouse cursor, which he is. And if I move, you can see he just changes to mouse. But if I do this, he flips out, which is not what we want. So we need to do the interp too for this angle here. So let's do that. F interp 2. So that's the target value. Oh. We need to get the actor rotation. Split that and do the yaw in there. World delta seconds. 2 second interp speed, and then plug that in. And obviously that plugged in. So hopefully now that fixes that. Needs to be a bit quicker, doesn't it? Yeah, let's turn it up a little bit. I think lower numbers make it go quicker. No, they go slower. So let's do that to 5. Again, it's that freak out I don't want it doing. That it shouldn't be doing that. Let's take a look at that value and see what's going on. So print string that value. Let's see what's doing. So it goes round. Alright, it's because it's changing it to negatives. Okay. So we need to stop it from doing that. Hang on, just got to let my cat in. Hang on. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, let's have a look. think, yeah, I need to do quaternion. I never say it. Quaternions. I'm not familiar with using them. Oh. So. Oh. Can't do it from there. I'm not too sure how you'd use them in this. Oh wait, I know a way of doing it. Right. Got it. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to split this. We then need to make a new rotator. Make rotator. Because rotators ignore that nonsense I've heard, but just read. So if I recombine this, and then do an R-interp 2. R-interp 2. Do that. Delta time. Do that. 5 seconds there. And then combine this with that. Compile. Let's see if that fixes it. Yes. There we go. That's what I wanted. So, where I'll move the mouse to the left. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, it's because it's going off the map. That's fine. So, if I do this, it's going to stay left. If I do that, it'll stay right. If I go down, it'll stay down. If I go up, it'll rotate round up to the up. Nice. I'll recap that so people can see what's going on. So, I can actually get rid of this mouse now. And get rid of this. Solved it. Let's get chat back up. This stream will be available after for patrons, and then it will be available for everyone else a couple of weeks' time. So, the way this worked is I got the hit underneath the cursor to get the location of the cursor on the world. That's quite simple. It just does a trace down from the cursor down to the world. And then we do the look at rotation. And what we're doing here is we're negating out the zero. We're zeroing out the X and Y because we don't want X and Y. We only want the Z. So we do that to get the rotator. A rotator is a type of value that ignores that negative. It's a transformation rather than an actual value. So rotators, that's where they come in. So we get the current actor's rotation and the new rotation we want it to use. We use world delta seconds, which is the amount of time that's happened between each tick of the game. And we tell it to interp between those two values there. And we set the active rotation. This is doing it on look right. We don't have to do it on look right. We can do it on a tick if we want. So we can actually just get rid of this and just put it on a tick. And it'll work the same. And that's it. Now, it'll probably change a little bit. The code here will change a little bit when we've got the thumbstick for the game controller. But I'll work on that another time. I'll get the game controller down and plugged in. I haven't got it on me at the moment, so I can't do it. Okay, so we've got the player character wandering around. We've got the second character in the world. Oh, it's because my mouse is going off the screen. Let's make this world much bigger. Let's go down here. And do 20,000. Oh, no, that one's just 20. Hit play. There we go. Now it's not going to fall off the map and be fine. So, I can rotate my character around and aim them based on the mouse. So, I go left, I go right, go down, go up. Spin them around. Cool. Okay. I'm just going to apply a different material to this. So we're going to create a test environment folder. test environment folder, and I'm just going to move that to there, and make some materials in here. Struct matte, and this would be a basic color. Do an orange. Oh, pardon me. And we'll apply that to this. It's Alt B, is it? Alt B. No, Control Shift B. No, I can't remember what it's called. How you do it now? No, I can't remember how you select all the faces of a brush. I've forgotten the shortcut. Let's just Google it quickly. Shift B. There we go. Oh. Yeah, something like that. There we go. So now I can actually make out what's what. So you see the camera doing its trick. Okay. I'm going to make the camera actually go a bit closer. So alert between, let's say, let's do 600 and 1500. Cool. So I've got that set up. Right, next is what we're going to do next. I need, so if you don't know what this game is, it's going to be a firefighting game. So you work together like like party game. So the building you're in is being set afire by a little demon thing, and you've got to get you the put out all the fires and save all the people, save all the objects that they ask for, and you have to keep going in the building, putting out the fires until the building's life is depleted. But yeah, there you go. No worries, Pat. I'm glad you solved your problems. Okay, so cool. Okay. So right. Next we're gonna do is we'll do a simple door. Time's ticking on, so we'll do a very quick simple door here. We'll do a simple object we can destroy. No, that's gonna take too much time. I'm trying to think of something that I could do quick before. Say we've been on for about an hour and a half now, so this is quite a long time. In fact, actually, we'll end it there. I'll just answer a couple of questions that are coming through in chat right now. But I think we'll end it there because it is 1:30 in the morning for me here. So I've got Pavlos just joining us, but there's a node called Wild Mouse, something that does all this without trace. Yes, you can do that, but the way it lines up is very weird. I think we did try it with that. It didn't work that well, but because it goes by the viewport. Ryan Regal, how would you implement a projectile synergy system like Binding of Isaac has, where pickups modify your base weapon, making shots homing, adding additional projectiles, changing size, etc. So in your gun object or the player object that has the shooting stuff going on, all those sort of things will be variables, like the additional projectiles, changing the size of the bullets, the damage, whatever they do, whatever effects they may have, blah, blah, blah. You can change them all variables on that player character. That's one way of doing it. So when you pick up the power up, and it does something, you can tell it to do something on that power up, be it getting the player's gun and changing the gun's strength or range or whatever you want to do. Asmund, I noticed in your shooter AI that AI can see when I hide behind a wall. Is there a way to solve this? It depends on the height of the wall. And they should not see you. If not, you may need to tweak the height of the line trace cast thing. Gabe Jealous, how's my game turned out? Blob. Enough people playing it? Needs more people playing it. It's not a great download at the moment. It's about I think I've had about 600 downloads, 500 downloads. Not many. So please tell everyone to download my game, Blob. It's on iOS and Android. It's free to download, so please share it to everyone. I will continue to update it. I will continue working on it. I've got a year's worth of content planned for it. So hopefully that will bring more people in. I'm going to stick with it for at least a year. Updating it for at least a year to see if it does spike in its growth at all. After that, we'll see what we're doing. Thank you. Yes, we are doing well in these times, I feel. I'm working from home, obviously. I've got my teaching job and I've got this stuff. No, Ryan, I'll play the trailer in a second. You'll see it. Blob with 2 B's. I'll put in chat. Yeah, we are doing well. Obviously, I've got my 2 young children here. So looking after them during the day is long, hard work, and then I start work late at night, and I'm usually working till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and up again about 6. Sometimes my children will wake me up in the middle of the night as well for a feed. So I basically don't sleep. I just nap now, which can be soul destroying, but I'm doing something I like, so I enjoy doing this stuff. So yeah. Okay, we'll end it there. So today we just worked out the movement for the player controller, and what we'll do the next time. I say this is GameDev and chill, so this is me just chilling out, making my game. I'll try and work some more on it before next time you see this, and yeah, we'll hopefully see more progress towards this game as it gets, and hopefully get to see putting all the fire, the hoses, and the thing. But I haven't actually told you what the hell you do in the game in detail. So the game idea is that it is a couch co-op multiplayer game where you can do it one player, but it's more fun with multiple people playing it. And you're firefighters, and you've got to put out fire in the level, in the house, museum, wherever you are. And fire spreads. Oh, probably. And you've got to stop it from spreading. And then from the during the game, you get told how many people you've got to save, and you've got to drag them out of the house. After you save the people, then they'll ask you for bonus things, and they'll be the things like, my diary, my teddy bear, my whatever. And you have to go back in the building and save all these things and objects before the building is destroyed. And it's all cutesy arts, like fun art, cartoony style. Physics, mayhem, destruction galore. You've got an axe you can use. An axe is you can cut down walls and doors and things like that. But if you do that, you damage the building's health bar. Fire, if it gets too much, it can get explosions, which again cause chain reactions and health damage to the building. The hoses you have, you can pick up and drop the hoses, and the hoses can get tangled up, so they've got a limited length. And they wrap around the door frames and things like that. So you can only go a certain distance. So you will have to dig holes through walls in order to reach all aspects of the house. So it's a matter of working with other people. And you just basically, it's just chaotic physics mayhem. That's the idea of the game will be. So yeah. What made me choose UE4, Nayloth? Well, I've been learning UE4 for a long time, so I thought I might as well use it. I've been doing Unreal Engine 4 stuff because I enjoy the engine. I think it's quite a nice engine to use. Nothing wrong with it. Anyway, we're going to end it there for tonight. I think I'm going to go get some sleep. So thank you everyone for dropping by. Next week, we are continuing work on our Super Smash TV remake, replication game, what we want to do. We're basically inspired by our Super Smash TV, and we're going to try and remake it. So join us next week for that, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.